today is the last of our series on the goodness of God. Haven't you enjoyed this? I want to share my testimony today on my marriage, and I just feel it's time to do this because it's a demonstration of His goodness. I've been single for a lot of years, almost 17 years. And I was just ministering, going out to the world ministering and living just in God's blessing. And I didn't quit because I wasn't married. But as I went to Romania and took teams over there, God sovereignly led one of my team members to fall in love with a Romanian girl. And they called me in June and they said, listen, would you marry us? And I said, sure. So we flew to Romania and I married Scott and Lydia. And while I was doing the ceremony, I looked out in the audience and there was a lady sitting in that audience. Every time I looked at her, God spoke to me and said, now that's the woman I prepared for you. And I thought, okay. But I wasn't sure, so at the reception I met her, and guess what? She didn't speak English. I thought, oh God, this is too much for me. So the next day we were all going out to a river there in Romania, and I said, Lord, if I see her sitting all by herself by this river, I'll take that as a sign. I'd never asked God for a sign before. So I was playing soccer on the soccer field with the guys from America against the Romanian guys. We were having a good time, and I looked over by the river, and there she sat, all by herself. And I told my translator, Lucian, I said, Lucian, see that lady? She's going to be my wife. He said, Jetty, you're crazy. I said, let's go find out. He sat on one side and I sat on the other, and I told her what God had spoke to me the night before at the wedding as I performed that wedding and kept looking, and every time I saw her, God said, that's the woman I prepared for you. And so Lucian shared that with her, and all at once I began talking fast in Romania. I thought, she probably says this is the craziest guy I ever met. Finally, Lucian turned around and said, Jerry, you're not going to believe this. I said, tell me. She's had 5 years of prophecy that led up to this week, and the prophet even came by her house last week and said, Mariana, you've got to go to this wedding. You're going to meet your husband. And she came 14 hours by train, clear across Romania, from Timișoara to Suceava to be at this wedding. Why? Just to meet me. And now we've been married almost 20 years. And I have to say that God has been so good to me. Now, I'm not saying this is the right way to meet your mate. We had a prophetic marriage. Some people have a pathetic marriage. God gave us a prophetic marriage. And you know what? We've been so happy. God has blessed us because we know it's the hand of God. You see, God has nothing but good for your life. Trust Him. He's going to make a way for you.